Honorable Okam, then I'll come to Honorable Matla.
Thanks, Chairperson. No, Chairperson, I agree first round is a presentation of positions. We've done that. You should give a second round and then test whether there's no agreement. I think we're about to arrive at an agreement. So I wouldn't agree that we close the debate now and then defer all the options. They are not even at this stage very clear what those options are. If, with your indulgence, I should proceed. I think the Parliament proposal comes radically closer to a very good way forward. One must first say, what is the job of a Rules Committee? What was Parliament trying to achieve, constituting it deliberately different to other committees? For instance, you would see that now the proposal of Parliament stresses that it too must be subjected to Rule 196, which is the proportional, if you check section 3 there, that's how it would look like in relation to the 15 other members. But what is the role of what does the Rules Committee do? It is the sort of highest decision-making body in Parliament. Most of the things are settled there. If they are not, they go to the National Assembly. And it's also a committee that doesn't sit as often as other committees. It's really a governing structure of Parliament that sits in the final resort and mediates on the final rulings. It can subject the Speaker, for instance, to a change of her rulings. It can change certain rules like the governance of Parliament. Let's first accept what is its duty, what is it doing in Parliament. If you do that, you would appreciate this proposal from the table staff. So I would persuade all of us to go there. Do not think of remuneration. Remuneration works in relation to the size of your member. So the DA will have its chief whip, whether we write it here or not. All parties have chief whips. That's why there's a chief whips forum, which is in the rules as well. Those people attend there. Chief whip of the DA has the right to go there, of IFP has the right to go there, and so on and so forth. I wonder if it would help us before I go to the finer details, I think the ANC must drop this language of different majorities. It is actually not necessary. In an instance where there is an outright majority, there must be a chief whip of the majority. In an instance where there isn't, it must be the chief whip of the largest party in the national executive. Full stop. There we agree. Leave those things off, because they are not, I don't know what they are resolving. You are safe in that definition. Now, I wonder if it would help us if we insisted, because if you think about how Parliament works, it's actually not useful to have different individuals. I don't know, by convention, the same people that sit in the programming committee sit normally in the Chief Whips Forum and the Rules Committee. Because the discussions almost flow together there. If you don't sit in any of those structures, you might not, actually you'll always be foreign to the origin of issues. In terms of the Rules Committee, we may want to elevate chief whips. So I'm going to argue that it says chief whip of the majority party or the majority party, the largest party in the National Assembly. I'm consistent about that. That's the first person. you must give that a priority, because that person is that guy who stands there and proposes motions. It might not work if that person is not the person who's president, coming from the party of the leader of the national executive, in terms of how parliament works. But give it to the largest party represented in the national executive. It's fine. I do think I agree that leader, a chief whip of the official opposition. An official opposition means the largest opposition. We have dealt with that in the definitions. Chief whip of the opposition. Because there's a symbiosis if you look at how parliament works. And then 15 other chief whips of the National Assembly determined by the Speaker in a manner consistent with democracy and subject to Rule 196. But these people must necessarily be chief whips. In this sense, you're going to actually have 6 members of the ANC, 3 members of the DA, 2 members of MK, 1 member of the EFF, and other parties, taking 3. The Speaker will determine there is a system in Parliament. Or you say that consideration must be given to the Wipari. Why I'm doing this, I'm trying to accommodate the Democratic Alliance. That you are actually still going to have 6 people here. You can bring your chief whip. Maybe we don't have to say it. But you are not excluded. You will still sit in the Rules Committee and you are going to have 3 representatives. Now, if you go to the other members, check who the other members are in the composition earlier. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and House chairpersons. In a multi-party parliament where there's no outright winner, parties will be repeating themselves there. It won't be winner takes all. So House chairpersons at the moment, there are 3. And they don't represent one party. I think we have DA, ANC, and the IFP. You still have someone there. And then you've got, according to the proposal they've made here, 3 people you can send. In my view, this is a proper proposal. And then leader of government business. That's my last comment. You know, in a proper parliament, the leader of government business is the deputy president of the country. I know in this case you're thinking about Kronov. I mean, Honorable Kronov. I don't know how you are going to clarify that, because the Speaker announced last time that the Deputy President is responsible for, as leader of government business in the national, he's our bridge. Maybe we can revisit when people have experienced Parliament in the next 12 months. But let's just add one section here, which is chief whip of the official opposition. Doesn't matter whether that official position is the 2nd largest party, 3rd largest party. That regime no longer works, comrades. It no longer works. Anybody can be in the opposition. And then leader of government business. And then proportionality. Such a composition, if it's 15 members, it will mean the additional people is 6 people from the ANC, 3 people from the DA, which the party can decide whether it's their chief whips or not, but give preference. And the reason I'm saying this, Chairperson, is the way the rule is phrased here, determined by the Speaker. We might just want to say the Speaker in that determination wants to ask for members of the Wipari from those committees, from the parties. But otherwise, a party would not be thinking straight if it sends people who don't sit in programming and the chief whips to go be in the rules, because most of the time the discussions there will require that flow of information. Remuneration, leave it. You're going to get your whippery money on the basis of the number of seats. So the DA's chief whip is going to earn more than the chief whip of the official opposition in terms of remuneration. Don't worry about that. But it's about what is the Rules Committee trying to achieve. And in that sense, we are still all represented in relation to this proposal, except just to elevate chief whip of the opposition, because it's really in compliance with the spirit of the Constitution that there must always be a designation of official opposition. Should you come this side, honorable members of the Democratic Alliance, you will have all those privileges of, but money is about the seats in Parliament. Don't worry.
Honorable Okam.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, we had a lot of discussions tonight about the terms majority. Now, before the 7th Parliament, the majority was one party. It's always been like that. But now we came to a position now where there is not one party with a majority. So, and Honourable Wessels is 100% correct. The rules state that the chief whip of the largest minority party, that position is a recognized position. So if one argues that the ANC is the majority party, because they got the biggest amount of votes, although not an outright majority of 50+1, if one argues that they are the majority party, it remains a fact then that the DA is the second or is the largest minority party. The fact that we are in a government of national unity does not mean that we are one party. It's clear that every party has got its own identity, and that identity remains with you. So it's not about receiving extra money. It's not about trying to tap the system to create jobs. It's not what it's about. It's about rewriting the rule to accommodate for circumstances that were not necessarily predicted when these rules were written. And that's what we've got to do. And hopefully in the process, predict stuff that can happen in the future as well. So